everybody. My name is Todd Bright. Welcome to All In Gestures feedback and Q&A session. We call this Redline Live, and our regular session is on Saturdays, and you can catch that live or recorded. And our members submit drawings for feedback, and this is our Wednesday feedback session. So welcome, welcome. Thanks for hanging out. And for those of you on Instagram or on YouTube coming in tonight or this morning or wherever you are, yeah, please submit any questions, things like that. This is a drawing workshop, and I also work for Disney and do different things like that. So we could talk about animation or drawing or laundry. I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, how's it going? All right. Oh, checking over in what's this? Instagrams. Yeah, man. Excited. I've never caught one of these. Yee-hoo! Thanks for joining us. Awesome. RW, I see you over there on YouTube. Awesome. All right, so let's get into it. We got some drawings to look at tonight. A lot of stuff. We didn't do this last week, so we got double the drawings. Who's over here in my member chat? Mr. Matt is here. Luke is here. Thanks for joining us, guys. Awesome. Sweet. All right. Pushing buttons. Pushing buttons. Here we go. All right. Here's our little workspace here. Thanks you guys for joining in on Instagram. All right. This is Mr. Luke's drawings. Yes. So was it 2 weeks back we did a Mario theme. What we've been doing, in case you are new, we have a costume model, and we've done, this month we did a Epic Universe kind of nod, where we did, whatchamacallit, picked a theme from each one of the lands, and so there's like a Super Mario land, or Super Nintendo land, and we went with Mario, so that was our chosen thing. Anyway, Luke, I thought these were really fun, man. Really cool. I like this swinging bat guy. I thought he was really a successful thing. We had our model Ralph come in, and he did great. And it's going to shrink this down a little bit here so I can fit my drawing. And but obviously he's not going to be the proportions of our well-known character, Mr. Mario. But Luke went ahead and did like a costume or whatever, a character design kind of thing. And so it was really fun. Yeah, Luke, with the swinging guy at the bottom, I really like it. So if I was just going to be nitpicky, and I think you already did a really nice correction drawing, actually, just changing subjects really fast, of the flying guy. I like how you did this. It's more of a streamlined thing. That was really cool. But yeah, I mean, if I was going to be picky at all, I would say just to maybe lift those arms up, man, because I really like this drawing. It's really fun. You did a great job. You have a nice twist to the torso there. It's going to draw over your stuff here. Don't worry. It's Photoshop. It's on a layer. Yeah, I might just lift that elbow a little bit. Just a hair. I don't know. I like how you have the head over there. Yeah, if anything, maybe even if you were going to experiment, I might lift that leg up, you know? Maybe that's too high, but like thinking like baseball, like lifting that leg up first and getting that twist to the hips, right? But other than that, I really like it. So let's move on here. Here's another one by Mr. Luke. I really like this guy. I think that was really successful. You know, I could really feel like him being burdened, you know, and thinking of the idea. I think he did a great job. Just looking at this guy walking, he looks a little off balance, so maybe we can mess with that. Just a hair. Yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, I might do like a, oops, where'd you go? There we go. Let's see here. This is one of those things, if you're going to choose to put, and maybe the model gave us that leg in the front. It just looks like he's going to fall over a little bit, almost like he's leaning with his left side, like he's about to tilt over. So I might want to try to, hey Dory, I see you over there. Awesome. But he looks like he's about to tilt over that way. Rather than falling forward, it looks like he's leaning over to his left. So how can we fix that? I might turn him a little bit profile-wise. I like that you have his chest out. I love that you're going with the character idea. I love the opposites you have. The left or the right leg is forward, so the left arm is back. That's very good, man. And you have this like happy-go-lucky kind of elbows out thing, kind of like a Mickey walk in a way. So yeah, I might make sure he's not going to fall forward. And if you're going to go with a 3/4 view, which is what you did, so let's try to adjust that. So I kind of turned my whole guy more profile-y, right? And I kicked that leg back a little bit. But if we were going to do something a little bit more what you did, I might just arc him like a 3/4. What's your 3/4 view you got? And I'll give him that straight leg, that contact drawing there. I might just still bring his chest back a little bit. You know what I mean? So, like instead of lean his body forward and his leg forward, I might let his leg be forward and his body kind of tilting back and bringing his head back, so we're giving a little bit of balance because he's not really running. This wouldn't be like, this doesn't really look like a running pose. It's a me. But yeah, there we go. It's a me. But other than that, man, really, really fun stuff that week. Nice job. And you can have his leg back, like foot up in the air. You could do the contact, maybe like you have it. Anyway, that's all. Just so he doesn't look like he's falling over. But that's it, brother. Nicely done. Mohi! Alright, Mohi. Really nice drawings. As usual, I really like this guy. This is still our Mario theme from a few weeks back, guys. But this is the, whatchamacallit, a bit more of our true to proportion figure model guy who had this. Here you go. I'll show you what it looked like. There's Mr. Ralph from our class. And I made myself a Photoshop background, which was really fun. But anyway, so really, really cool. It was really fun costume that day, really colorful. But just so you can see what that looks like there. But really, really nice, Mohi. I like the feet turned in and the knees out. I just wanted to highlight this drawing. I thought it was really nice acting in it. But yeah, really good. Let's see here. What do we got? All right. Let's see. Just looking at your stuff here. I might, let's see. Cool. Looking at that chat over on Instagram real quick. I always struggle with feet in that walking angle. Yes. Feet are fun. Cool. Sorry, I was checking those chats over there. All right. All right, going back here. Where are we? Who am I? What's going on? All right. So, this one, it almost looks like he could be marching band guy. It's a little poised. And I really like your drawings. I think they all have really nice movement in them, which is really cool. This one, um, I would just say, because you can draw, man, which is really cool. But I think my thoughts on your stuff would be really pushing yourself with the narratives and the acting, like you did in that drawing I just highlighted. Really nice drawing in that one. But with these ones, really thinking that action and just going for it. And I know we're flying through these drawings in class and all that. I get it. But let me shrink this down a little bit. Let's see here. Okay. So basically, what I'm thinking here is with this Mario pose, it's just like, I can't do the sound effect, but he's like kind of doing this hero kind of pose, or he jumps, or where he hops off of something, and I think you can all hear the sound effect in our heads. Am I right, Instagram? Come on. But you got a nice angle there. Looks like I'm going off the reservation here. Trying to squeeze in everything in here. Nice. And I would start too, Mohi, like doing a, let's look at that drawing you did before. I don't want to double talk here. Yeah, I think just drawing a little bit more with anatomy, just to push, to find some rhythm. And I know we're looking for the actions and things like that, and I don't want to get bogged down on details, so I don't mean this in a stiff kind of way, but just finding the rhythm instead of, and there's something to be said, about straights and curves and simplicity and economy of line and things. But I think we could start getting into a little bit more drawing with anatomy, simply to find some rhythm from using those straights and curves that you're so good at, right? Um, but to draw a little bit more, like get the calf muscle in there, and with the thigh here, here's like the rear end, and then thigh could go into the calf, and you start finding some rhythm, so not stiffening up with anatomy, but using it to find rhythm and getting a little bit more solidity in your drawings, because you do very well. Just going to draw a little guitar pick head here. It's me. All right. So yeah, really nice work though. One more thing, Mohi, just to talk about the same point of view. And again, I get it. We're going fast in our class and everything. But, looking at this one here, this drawing, I'm not really sure what Ralph was doing there. Actually, I think that was the pose that I just showed you guys. Ta-da! Yeah, just drawing a little bit more with anatomy, And you could find those wonderful straights still, like even over here you have a this tube kind of thing. These two, but if he did more of a, and I know he has pants on, I get it, you know, but still, you could still find those variances and things. Okay, but just being nitpicky. Really like your work, but yeah, get in there. All right, well done. Who's next? Dory, it's a more Mario. Oh, okay, so this was Astrid from a couple weeks, or yeah, would have been last week, and we also did the How to Train Your Dragon theme as part of our um, whatchamacallit, uh, Epic Universe themes. So that was on June 4th we did that. You could find that in the archive. Really good one. Really fun poses. I still need to post my drawings from that day. Okay, so I was looking at your stuff, Dory, and I was looking at Mario, and I was looking at Astrid. And it's this very similar thing when I was talking with Luke. There's some perspective thing going on with Mario, and there's something going on there with Astrid. There's something similar going on, but let's just jump into it. Since Mario is on the brain, let's do that one first. And yeah, it's a similar thing actually. I like how you went with the character. That's very fun. I didn't do that. I went with Ralph's proportions. So he looks like a factory worker from the 40s or whatever. Yeah, it almost looks like with his front leg bent down, and this is, I'm thinking like analyzing action a little bit, thinking animation brain. It almost looks like his back leg is stuck in the mud a little, like he's landed, but his back leg is kind of still back there, straight. So if I were to go with your, and this is a little thing, let's just do that. Let's go with what you did. And, 3/4, that's fine. You got some nice, I love this area here on the leg. I think you did really good there. That, feeling that form, really cool. Try to give him the big boots. Kind of drawing like a hobbit, mine. It's okay that his leg is back like you have, but maybe that leg is bent also. Let's see. Sorry, I'm drawing on top of your head here. Yeah, it almost looks like since his body's leaning forward, like he's like, come on, leg. A little bit. Rather than just walking. And with this arm coming at us, think of, not that I'm a big fan of drawing in tubes and things, but it's a really great tool for breaking down foreshortening. So if he's coming at us like that, okay? It's me, Dory. Just looking at your chat. So Dory is our number one chat member. He's always got the good, funny stories and encouragement. Yeah, you should check out our group, man. Just saying. Well, what do you call that? Shameless promotion, shameless something. Anyway, but it's a really great community artist. I really appreciate everybody. Okay, so all that to say, consider those shapes coming over there, and you could even overlap the hand. Maybe not put it in front of the chest like I just did. Depends on the silhouette, I guess you're going for. And I like that you have the head up. But you can even push that a little bit, you know. Maybe he's extra confident. So yeah, I think I kind of did a similar thing with yours as far as the body goes, as far as lifting back that chest a little bit. And I tried to go with your proportions here of the big head, little body thing. Um, but yeah, and if you're gonna draw that Mickey kind of body, you know, you could really use that shape, that tube shape, you know. And you gotta really, if you're gonna draw those three-dimensional, I'm sorry, three-dimensional. If you're drawing the three-quarter view, really think about the three-dimensional shape that you're drawing, okay? And I like with that leg, I really like that leg there. I think, again, you did a great job with that kind of an idea. Um, but you could draw that pear-shaped body like a Mickey. You know, Mario's kind of that. I don't know if he's that proportions. I have to look at him. But all that to say, really consider the three-dimensionality. Is that a word? I don't know. So, anyway, good stuff. Moving on. Astrid. Yeah. Okay. So, let's see. What is she doing here? Looks like she's fighting. Oh, yeah. Got some cool stuff going on. Dory, you have really good confidence in your line. This is one I'd have to look at, but I don't have it up right now. But the, let's see. Let's see. Sorry, checking that chat over there. Okay. I feel like I want to simplify some of this motion here. So I'm going to make this just a little smaller. Bear with me. There we go. And I almost want to simplify this motion. You got some nice details and things going on. But I'm trying to, and I think we talked about this in the workshop, but really finding the leading edge. And yes, her leg is out front, that's fine. Again, I don't have the pose in front of me, but if she's rearing back, it looks like she's holding a weapon. So it's like she might be coming forward with her chest. That's what I'm thinking. And that back leg is dragging a little bit. And I kind of want to simplify that back leg. You could always add those poofy boots on later, right? I do like the lean that you have there. That's really cool. And maybe she is tracking her enemy with, yeah, or something like that. Looks like I kind of going to stick figure land here. But I'm just trying to look at angles a little bit. But the most important thing is just that idea of, gosh, what did that look like? Did she have a cape? No, she had a hood. That's right. And she had puffy sleeves? Gosh, I can't even remember after all that. And I think her waist was up pretty high with that leather skirt. So Astrid's the Viking girl from whatchamacallit. You can do different things. Head up, head down. I'll go with your head angle. And she had that headband. And I'm drawing over my little window here, but and then notice I'm adding all this stuff later, which I think you do a pretty good job at. And then she had these skulls or whatever, I don't know. And then her poofy boots. But all that to say, I was trying to get her chest out to kind of get this one swooping line of action motion. You really got to think about these things with these really action-oriented poses to try to tie everything together. Otherwise, you kind of get this angular thing going on. Okay, it's like it gets a little choppy. Good. Does that make sense? All right. Thank you, Dory. Awesome. Mr. Matt. More Mario. Nice. All right, and then there's this guy. Really cool. Put some color to it. I dig it. Some really nice Mario stuff this week. And I know you sent me these two. This is just a general thought, Mr. Matt. Mr. Matt's been one of our longtime members and big supporters. Awesome. Oh, so over there in Instagram, don't forget, you guys could ask questions. If you have any questions or anything. Well, hello, Holly. I see you over there in YouTube land. Awesome. Okay, Matt. Great proportions up until the arms. So I would just as an observation of your work in general, just watch those arm proportions. That's all. They're just getting a little small. And I know we're kind of in a weird world with a very lean Mario, muscular Mario with Ralph, right? But so it could be kind of hard to decipher. And I guess it's one of those things you just have to pick a lane. If you're gonna go full Mario, then just go for it, you know. But yeah, just watch those proportions. Other than that, you know, you always draw very dimensionally, and you know, when you're firing, you know. It's cool. Yeah, I don't really know what Ralph is doing here, so I'm just kind of bending him a little bit, but yeah, I haven't posted my Mario stuff either. Man. But yeah, just watch those arms. That's it. Let's see. And this one I think it's fun. You made it really cartoony and fun, which is really cool. Let's see. I think I would. Let's see. I mean, this is just me playing with it a little bit. I mean, it looks like he's jumping kind of to the side, which is fine. I don't think it's the end of the world or anything. I might be tempted to straighten him a little bit, like superhero style. And I might be tempted to really drag, excuse me, that leg and really lift up this leg, kind of coming at us a little bit. Okay. Yeah, and I might break that silhouette just a little, just a tad. But these arms look good proportionally. They're a little bit right there. But I know he had sleeves on and all that stuff, but let's see. He's got a big mustache. Maybe drag it as he's going up. I don't know. Something fun. I like how you have his chest out. Very cool. Yeah, I might work that a little bit. Looks like I made my arms too long. Touche. But yeah, just maybe leading with the chest, which I think you do. I'm just kind of bringing it back and out a little bit more, and just kind of pushing that superhero vibe. Again, I think my arms got way too long. But you get what I'm saying. All right. Thank you, sir. Erica Bay. Where are you? Where's your drawing? There it is. Okay. Cool stuff this week. All right, what can we do here? So this week, this past Saturday, we did the theme of Harry Potter, the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and that was a lot of fun. Crystal was our model, and she did a great job. It was really fantastic. All right, So I'm gonna look at a quick question here from Instagram. What would you suggest for getting out of the habit of drawing characters in the same pose all the time? I feel like I have one face syndrome, but for poses, laugh out loud. Mermaid got me out of it for a little bit. Well, that's good. Well, that's interesting that Mermaid got you out of that habit. I think that's a good thing. That means you were drawing a lot. So I would say draw a lot, repetition and things like that, because it forces you to, push things and try different things. So that's very cool. Drawing characters in the same pose all the time. So, great question. And I would say come to our class. A selfish solution. But or get out and draw people in the wild. We just talked a lot about that actually last week. And basically carrying a sketchbook with you, go out and observe life, all the interesting things people are doing, and record that, and draw people. And it starts to file away and build up a little library in our heads, right, about, just different solutions to similar problems, or not similar, familiar problems. And so, yeah. And the thing about our class, this is a gesture drawing class. We really focus on storytelling and really getting into the head of the character. And part of that is asking a lot of questions about the pose or about the specific personality or character, whether known or unknown to you. It's like, how would they do things, This, just kind of segue into Erica's drawing here. She was like a Hogwarts kid kind of thing. And this one's pretty fun. This was the she was struggling carrying all kinds of books, and her papers are falling down and things. And let's see, what can we do with this, Erica? So, all right. She looks a little floaty, and so and I love the acting, your proportions look good, but I feel like we could push that acting a little bit. What can we do? It's like simplifying the statement maybe a little bit. This is going to take a little searching on my part, but she's fumbling around a little bit in an awkward way. Just for the record, everybody, she had a costume-wise, she had quite a few layers, but she had a skirt. So I might make that a little bit of haphazardness going on. So I'm kind of leaning here. I know you have her leaning back. I'm trying something different just to do it, Erica. Kind of bringing that book away from her a little bit. I'm just trying something a little bit different with the staging. Actually, it would probably be more hanging open. Let's see here. So basically what I'm trying to do is really just go crazy awkward. But yes, I do like, Dory said to Eric over here in our chat, said, I really like the wand and the teeth. To Erica, yeah, I agree. She had this ponytail. Oh, maybe I can go the other way. Well, it's different. Let's see. I think what's hitting for me is, and I know I'm kind of going with a different solution to uh, your stuff. I think I'm trying, and this is what I was talking about with the drawing beef earlier, is I'm trying to uh, incorporate the whole body into this fumbling around in this moment, and I feel like there's a little bit of disconnect, and when I this is why I was trying to get that back arc to do something, and bringing it in. I'm going to draw over here really quick to the side. Let's see here. To try to do what you did there. Yeah, I almost want to. Because I think with this pose that Crystal was in, there's so many neat things happening, right? Don't you think? Like she had the book crossed over, like her arm crossed over her body, and the book was kind of splayed out, and then she had a beaker in the one hand, um, and there was some really cool stuff. But I feel like it's hard to, when you get excited about all the things going on, it's hard to like, okay, hang on, like slow down and really think about the whole thing. To think about the whole thing. Sorry, I'm trying to draw and think here. Um, Does that make sense? Like trying to find this motion to lead the eye to the mess. Sorry, I'm kind of getting into this real quick, Erica, and then we'll move on. But it's like our main focal point, and is this disaster, you know? So maybe like you follow this S around, you know, and she's like, ah. That's supposed to be her wand. And the book is here, and then maybe bring this beaker up here, ah, you know. And I almost want to like point to it. Does that make sense? Yeah. Yeah. Just finding that motion and really just kind of getting into the crazy moment, even if you have to get out of your seat and like act it out, you know. But yeah, really, really cool. So, all right. We won't go into that one for the sake of time here. How are we doing on time? Yeah, let's keep going. Really nice stuff, Erica. A similar story, I think, with this one. But yeah, thank you for submitting your work as always. All right, RW, what's up? What do we got here? All right, so RW went with a conductor and had a really great question in the submission and asked, when is it okay, or is it okay, at what level, I think, when a student like switches the costuming around and switches the drawing around. Like to me, anytime. Yeah, if you get inspired, like here you went with a conductor, you were saying. If you get inspired to do that, then I say, yeah, I think it's always a good time to play outside the box. Totally, man. Totally, totally. So, all good. All right. This one looks like you kind of went with a pose that the conductor was, I can't stand this terrible music, or something like that, which is totally fun. Let's see here. Trying to, what would that feel like? Like, I don't mind the angle of the shoulders you have there. But yeah, if you get inspired, and it goes for anybody, you know, myself included. If you see a pose and it's just like, oh, that would be a really cool warrior pose of, you know, some alien, I don't know. But like, yeah, if you get inspired, yeah. I always want to push that boundary, you know. I think with this, I might just, let's see, work on the arm anatomy here. Just, I know it's in a tuxedo or whatever, so I know there's cloth, but just getting a little bit more anatomy going there. Maybe really pushing that out. Like the hands might be more like wrapped around the head, you know what I mean? Like, and if it's a tuxedo you're describing. So RW, I'm going to shrink this down, start running out of room here. RW was taking our Hogwarts character and creating a music conductor. In case that wasn't clear in my earlier So yeah, I mean, you could do the legs together, you could do them farther apart like you have it. That's totally fine. Um, Again, I would just get this almost similar to what we just talked about with Erica, getting that whole body involved in these big motions, you know, and it helps. What helps is thinking of using that line of action, using the whole body to lead the audience, our eye, to the center of importance, which is up here, this, you know, and that's why I think I was uh, drawn, no pun intended, to do something with those legs a little bit to streamline that area. I don't know if that's the best solution with mine, but something about it, you know. But yeah, so there you have it. Yeah, similar idea. I think, again, just pushing performance a little bit. I like the looking over the head here. You know, I mean, looking over the head, looking over the shoulder. That's very cool. Uh, I might, I think I'm drawing over my video here, sorry. Bring that over. There we go. I'm not sure what this arm is doing. Maybe holding on to a music stand. But I might separate this arm out and really, since that's kind of the main motion, instead of it being back here bunched up, maybe just really, and it looks like the way you have your lovely expression here and the tilt of the head, it's kind of like this moment of soft music, you know, and really, you know, and so like maybe you're really sticking that out there and this is the main focus is this hand, and maybe there's a delicate handle a bit, you know. So all that to say, it's like asking yourself these questions, and this is even the question from Instagram earlier. Um, you know, asking what part of the music is this? You know, like what part of the symphony is this? You know, oh, it's delicate. Oh, okay, maybe I can have the wrist kind of holding it like this instead of like that. You know, so all that to say, really, really go for it. You know, like, what's your focus? All right, moving on. Erica, thank you, RW. All right, Erica, I like this drawing. Really cute, fun. I love the shapes. And you went with this really fun kind of caricature Hogwarts girl. I love the scarf. I just thought it was really fun. So, really nice. Cute, cute, cute. All right, this one. And this is me being a little biased because of the idea of the pose here. With what our model was doing. Like she was getting tangled up, her scarf got tangled in her wand, right? And I almost want to, it's like she's got the scarf here, and part of, I think the way I even handled my drawing was I had her lean away from it, like there's like a tug of war. There's like a forward and a back. And so her body, the way you have it, is leaning forward, and this is here, and there's no real opposite force thing. I almost want to have a little bit of a struggle there. I mean, I like the drawing and the details and all that stuff, so I'm not talking about that kind of stuff, but like it's kind of like, you know. And it's simply because if I were to shade all this in the way you have it, you don't really know what's the silhouette. You don't see that tug of war, okay? And so how can we change things? I almost want to give this a bit more of a straight. Sorry, I keep drawing over stuff here. Hang on one second. I'm just going to erase what I did here. Okay. And maybe pull her head back. Just There's all kinds of stuff you can do, you know. No, that doesn't solve it either, does it? Let's see here. Maybe I'm gonna drop the arm down, kind of like what you did, but pull her head back. Maybe I'll still try that motion. Again, I really like your fun designs. Really cute. But I think, all that to say, I think there's some fun to be had here. With some kind of a straight. Does that make sense? So this is the scarf, and she obviously has these big sleeves. Yeah, and I'm trying to separate these two here. Sorry, all my searching, I kind of cover that up. Okay, so all that to say, just trying to help that silhouette out a little bit, and like I just kind of made that a clear space, this negative space here. And that's her hand, wand, scarf around her neck. You can even do something funny where it's maybe wrapped around her face a little bit, like woof, you know, just really exaggerating the situation. So all that to say, cute stuff, but just really consider that those opposite forces, it could be a real powerful thing, you know, like push and pull, squash, stretch, straights versus curves, adds some good dynamic. So really nice stuff, Erica. Okay. All right. Lori Sawyer. Oh my gosh, it's 9 o'clock. Lori, we're going to keep going here. And Sarah, you're next. And I know you guys submitted, so we're going to keep going. Let's see here. So this is Miss Lori. Lori, I really like this one. I just wanted to highlight it. I think you have some really nice staging here. Off to the side, you have your, I'm going to draw over your drawing. But you have your bowl here. It's a little light, so you're pouring your liquid here. But everything's off to the side. It's really nice. It's sitting on her knee. But this was a good one. So well done. Nice staging is what I'm trying to say. Okay. This one. This is our lady. She's running. Hey. Quit it. Shrink this down a little bit so I have some room here. Okay. There we go. All right. All right, she's running. 3/4 run right at us, it looks like. And what's going on here? She's got arms full of stuff here. And I almost want to do one or the other, because you have like a foreshortened leg here coming at us, which I think we could talk about just from a drawing standpoint. And I like your situation here with your elbows. I might bring her head forward a little bit just to kind of get that running motion. Does that make sense? I know this is a bit of a blob here. Ponytail, glasses, got it? Um, it's almost like I'm bringing the arm closer to her body, like rocking her elbow back and bringing her head forward. I don't really, I'm not going to figure out all of the piles of stuff in her hands, but overall body motion. Her left leg, if you want to do that left leg forward, coming at us, I almost want to, there we go. Let's see here. Yeah, I kind of want, I was trying to make it work, but I'm tempted to bring it down. That's what I think I'm going to do here. And then this leg, I want to bend it. Because in a run, I think at this point in a run, that leg, that if that front leg is running forward, and if that's the straight, right, that back leg is already going to be bent up. Okay? And you can do like, there's so many different ways to do stuff, but you could bend it in. You could, like that, I'm talking about that bottom part, or you could bend it out. I mean, you should really go and really frame by frame a Goofy, from Disney's Goofy, right? His walk cycles, like his legs are like swinging to the side, and it shouldn't work, but it totally works, and you can do so many crazy things, And her skirt was pretty big. It's like below her knees, I think. So all that to say, I think you could simplify those runs. We should do an animation exercise sometime. But good stuff, Miss Lori. Thank you for sharing with us. Sarah, you're our last one. Thank you for joining us. This one was kind of cute. I think we could mess with proportions a little bit. This one you submitted, you said you want me to comment on it because you knew the balance is off. But how do we fix it, you asked? So let's talk about it. Thank you for being vulnerable and asking questions. This is how we all learn. This is good. Well, I wasn't over your shoulder to see what order you were doing things in, but like, I wish I could see the pose, but it's one of those line of action things, Sarah, where not that everything has to be extreme. I don't mean it like that, but just really plotting and planning. She's obviously doing something with her hand and the wand there, which is fine. I won't go into the storytelling part, but like, if she's leaning forward a little bit, like say the model's doing that, nothing wrong with that. If she's leaning into her action, whatever's going on there. And if that leg is going to be back the way you have it, I don't have her pose in front of me, unfortunately, but if your head is going to be there, that head, and we talk about this, it's been a while since we really laid it out, but balance, right, in the pose, it's like that head and that feet, they better relate, right? So you might have to change things or just make sure that those feet and the head are relating one way or the other, okay? And just like you could even like take your, if I would do this in live poses, but you can even do it with your monitor. Just like really put that plumb line, you know, and really look at that relationship with the head. Um, you might see me do this in the workshop. Like sometimes I go like this, and I'm looking, you know, when I'm doing a drawing. I know we're all kind of drawing together, so. And I remember she had that big old, I could see it in your drawing there, big old cape or whatever, big old sleeves. But just make sure those head and those feet relate. And do that early on in your drawing, and that will really help with your uh, things feeling balanced. Okay? So, but beyond that, I love all that when you get into your details, really, really cute and fun. Um, just, you know, be aware of that early planning kind of stuff. Okay? Again, I don't have the pose right in front of me to see exactly what Crystal was doing. But I think the general thing there is just keep that head and feet related. Okay, unless there's something really interesting going on, like that running pose we just did, or you know where things are, you know, off kilter because gravity's taking you somewhere. You know, but that's it, Sarah. Thank you for joining us, everybody. Well done, well done. Well, thanks for submitting all your work, everybody, and thank you for the questions tonight. RW, you're very welcome. Checking that chat real quick. All right, good to go. You guys rock. Thanks, guys. Hope you had a good night, and appreciate your time tonight, joining us and hanging out. And we will see you this Saturday. For those of you who are joining us to draw, we're going to be doing one more week of Epic Universe themes, and we're going to be doing Igor from the Monsters one. Sorry, I forgot the name of it, but it's going to be fun. We have Michael back with us, and he's a wonderful actor, and it's going to be really, really cool. So that's all I have to say. All right, you guys. Talk to you soon.